So where we finished off on the last episode, I was making that hole to get the steering column through. This is a 30-inch steering column, and you can see it's too long for what I want. I guess if you put the motor further forward or raise the motor up, you would be okay, but I'm not. Let me back up. This is actually not centered, so it's touching the block. So it actually goes up higher, and then this thing gets centered, and it's right here. And then when you put the connector on, I don't know why these have to be so big. I'm just saying. But if we put this on, it's still gonna get in the way from the attachment points. So I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it to pieces. I'm gonna reform it, reshape it, re-weld it, redo it. But I'm still working that out inside my head. It's been a week. I've been thinking about it for a week. Buy a brand new steering column and then cut it to pieces. It's just the way we roll around here. I could probably go lower and be okay, and I'm probably gonna have to. Then my problem is, how low can I go until the brake pedal foot thing touches the steering column? I don't know. So I'm gonna have to order the brake pedal pad, put that on, and see. So with my mounting holes, I can completely remove this piece and turn this oblong and still have material to bolt to on all three sides. And if you go left or right, if you go left to avoid it, then your tilt is goofy. The more you tilt, the more exaggerated the angle is, and it's going to feel funny when you drive it. Could move the steering wheel over, and then it's off center from the dashboard. I don't know if I want to do that yet. I'm still thinking about this. I'm going to do it right now, but we got other stuff to do, so we can figure out the air conditioning situation. This setup is from Old Air Products out of Dallas, Texas, somewhere thereabouts. The good part is it's tiny. So this would be the Firewall side, and then AC lines, heater lines, and then this is your intake, and then this one is all electric, so it's on defrost right now, and then this will flip up for forward air. This is your fan. It only has a couple of connections. Everything's provided in the kit. And I suppose we could pop it off and look at it, but I don't see a reason why. It's got a drain tube for condensation. It has to exit out the vehicle. So for me, this is day 2 of messing with this AC stuff. For y'all, I think it's the same video. So if we flip it, this is the back, the firewall side. So it has this bracket that mounts to the back of the unit, and then this bracket, and there's some adjustability in there. The problem is you can't adjust this that much because you won't be able to get your tool through to put your bolt in to hold it, and you're not gonna be able to get it from the back because, you know, the firewall. So hoses are gonna have to go on after this is mounted, and I can't get it where I want it. I'm spacing it off. This is 1 inch square tube, and this is just temporary. So I drilled some holes, tapped them out, cut them just to space it up there. And then this is the heater line control to stop the hot, this is heater line control to stop the hot fluid from going in there to heating up your AC when you got it on cold. So I do it wrong, so you don't have to. I keep telling you that. First, there's an easier way, okay? This is the hard way. I didn't know that at the time, but there's an easier way. So this unit is designed where all of the fittings come out of the side, and then we're going to run into this bulkhead and go out to the truck. You can buy it where these fittings come out of the back. So all you have to do is cut a 3-inch hole in the firewall, and then this thing would go through the firewall. The tubing bundle sticks out like this. This black gooey tar shit's gonna show, and that's fine too. So it's probably slightly less expensive because you don't have to buy this stuff and all of the other stuff. You would just plug in directly with your 5/8 heater hose, and then plug in directly with your number 10 and number 8 AC lines to your compressor, and dryer and everything would be hooked up. But we're doing it the hard way, right? Because, you know, story of my life. The problem is always space in that truck. They send you. When I bought the kit, I got this. When I bought the kit, I bought $190 for the number 10, 45. This is a 45 for the number 8. I got it straight. I got one of each, let's put it that way. I'm gonna need 2 of these. One for here and one for the bulkhead fitting. The bulkhead fitting is pretty tight, so I gotta angle this down as low as I can get it to clear the bottom for the hose on the inside. And then I don't have them yet, but you get number 10 AC line to 5/8 hose barb for your heater hose. This is just extra heater hose, but I'm probably going to use this and buy another one. It's a Gates 19070 because it's already got the bend in it. and this is going to mount up inside the kick panel. I'll show you when we get there, but I'm going to need this, $90 up here, and like I said, everything's a pain in the ass. So once you put your hose on, then this bumps around every time you try to lock it down. So we'll do AC lines first, tighten them up, then we'll put 5/8 hose on, tighten it up. But even though this is at a funky looking angle, it'll work. I can't go behind because there's not enough space unless I space it out more. I could space it out 1.5 inches, maybe. And then, but I'll show you because I've already done all this. So when the hose goes in, and all of this gets tightened up. It hits on the inside of the truck. This part does. So for that, we're gonna have to go in front. So if you're doing it like this, you're gonna need 2 90s. We got this 90, this straight will work because we can just come down and into this. This one's going to come out, bend down, and go into a 90 here. And then they have AC fitting to 5/8 hose barb that we're going to have to purchase. Come out at a 90 to go into this. And then all of this runs out to the front of the truck, to the motor. So AC, manifold, water pump, or vice versa. I don't know. There's a diagram. So let's go over to the truck and I'll try to hold it into place and show you what the crud is going on. So the camera is mounted on the A-pillar. There's space over here. Where that kick panel goes. The good thing is this is really light. You can hold it with one hand. So if I come up here, oh, sorry. I'm up against the top of the truck, but I still have clearance for my AC lines. And then you can see this hose is the big one. That's the one that gets in the way. You can't go behind because then it gets into the front of the firewall, right there where that seam is. And then this chunk is going to mount behind the kick plate. Hold on, I lost my angle. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm up. Okay, cool. And then everything, where are we? I need a light. This bottom one's adjustable so we can get to where we want to be. right here. And then this thing I'm going to mount down here, right underneath this bead roll part, as low as I can get it, because I got to have AC line coming that way to roll into this. And then heater hoses will come out on a 90 and come into here, and then they'll have to loop around and get back to where they belong over here. So again, the limiting factor is space. I drew a line here. You can see where I'm scratching it, getting that box up there, and then it scratches over here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of 1 inch and go straight across and then tee down for mounting the AC to. That'll space me off enough, and I can either weld it here, or I can screw through the firewall to hold it on with some rivet nuts. A couple of nut bolts on the outside won't be that unattractive, because we're up here in this area right there, and then the bulkhead will come out around here. This will probably have to get ground off, but that's okay too. And then hoses will come out, run this way, hoses will come out and run this way. And it should be pretty clean. So this is about eye level. If I was sitting in the truck, or if I'm standing up, it's about 6 inches low. But so if you're looking into the truck this way, and I know everything's black, it's hard to see. We'll have about 6 inches of this showing below here. There'll be an AC vent right here. There'll be AC vents right here. And then if we had the unit that just had the stuff coming out the back, you'd have to put a hole in right here. I think first I'll make my bracket for the firewall, get that installed, and then I can get that installed. Then I can get the bulkhead installed. And I could cut my hose from my AC lines and get them routed to, well, I don't have enough fittings, but you see what I'm saying. I could get close. Gotta order some fittings. And then everything has to come off again. They do supply you with all of the O-rings, which is good. There's grommets. Make sure you give yourself enough space for your tools, right? If you're going to use a tool. If not, you're still going to need enough space to get your hand in there on a hand tool. Oh, here, I'll show you. So here's the part where you can't get your tool through there because the hoses are in the way. But you can get it through with no hoses on there. you want to be careful with it. This is the expansion valve. Be careful with this, don't break it off. This transfers heat, temperature into this unit that allows stuff to work right. We want our bracket as close to the mounting point for the bolt as possible. This one we can leave a little bit more space.